Hello everyone, welcome back to Brian's Mysteries and Adventures on Trail. I hope everyone is doing well. Please stay tuned to the end for some channel updates, more information, as well as the newest giveaway I'm going to be doing on the channel. Today we're going to be discussing a few different things. First, we're going to be talking about the disappearance of Cassie Sheetz. This was one of the first disappearances that I covered here on Brian's Mysteries and Adventures on Trail. I will have a link to that first video in the description if you're interested in watching. On March 11th of 2021, Cassie, along with two of her male friends, went for a hike in Monongahela National Forest, which is located in West Virginia. They started this hike around 2 p.m. According to later reports and testimony given by the two men she was with, they had hiked up to Spruce Knob. This is where the final picture of Cassie is thought to have been taken, although there is some debate about this. Here's a map of that area. You can see those lines are the various trails leading up to Spruce Knob. According to statements that were later told to Cassie's mom, the two men later came out of the woods a little after midnight on March 12th. However, Cassie was nowhere to be found. A passing motorist later reported that he said he saw one of the men coming out of the forest. He saw another man leaning up against a car. The motorist stopped and asked if the men were in need of assistance. The two men then went on to say that they had been out hiking. They had gotten separated from their friend Cassie. They tried to look for her, but despite their efforts, they were unable to find her. Cassie was reported missing that day, March 12th of 2021. One of the West Virginia State Police officer, Sergeant Teeter, he interviewed both of these men on the day Cassie went missing and in following days while they were conducting their search. During the next following weeks, the search efforts were mainly focused on that mountain as well as the trails leading up to Spruce Knob. After roughly 2.5 months of searching the Spruce Knob area, the state police did halt their search efforts. However, they did continue their investigations. At the time, they said they had very few leads or tips being reported. They were unable to track her via her cell phone. Her cell phone was last used over Wi-Fi at her friend's house earlier on the day that she disappeared. The family from the beginning found this all very suspicious, as did I when I read these initial reports. Cassie's mother, Arlene, says that she wasn't even sure if Cassie was even on the mountain that day that she disappeared. She said that Cassie wasn't a hiker, and while, she would go for walks now and then, it wasn't like her to go out on a hike like this, which, according to people in the area, it's not an easy hike. After the state police and other searches were called off, the family hired a private investigator out of Philadelphia who has over 20 years of experience. He doggedly pursued leads, trying to find out what happened to Cassie. The family, of course, never gave up. They kept looking for Cassie. They kept looking for volunteers, trying to go out, do more searches. Then, a little over 9 months after she disappeared, on Wednesday, December 29th of 2021, a hunter that was out in the northern Seneca Creek area of the National Forest, he came across what he believed to be human remains. He immediately went back and got state police. He led them back to the remains. The remains were found roughly 9 miles from where the three had been hiking that day in this area of northern Seneca Creek. The West Virginia State Police at the time then had a press conference stating that they believed these remains were that of Cassie's because of the clothing. The remains were recovered and sent to the West Virginia Medical Examiner's Office for examination, but they also worked with the Smithsonian Institution as well as Marshall University. Despite having the remains for all this time, there was no positive identification made until just recently. They used DNA from another family member to positively identify the remains as those belonging to Cassie Sheetz. Even when a family is somewhat prepared for this kind of news, it is always devastating. What was even worse, though, was when they told the family that there were no signs of trauma on the body, no signs of foul play. The anthropologist report said that they did not believe that there was any reason to file any charges. Of course, Cassie's mother, Arlene, said that she was shocked, she cried, she is now mad because she believes that this is wrong. And I agree with her. Something just does not add up in this case. From the beginning, when I reported on Cassie's disappearance all the way back in 2021, I knew that something was off in this case. It didn't make sense that these three friends were out. The two men made it out okay. Hours later, that Cassie was nowhere to be found. Then the fact that her body was found roughly 11 miles over two very big ravines and various roads. Her mother says that Cassie never would have done this. She never would have given up after doing all of that if she had in fact done that. But their family believes that this has been foul play from the beginning. They don't know what the real story is. I agree that there is something missing from this story. I wanted to make this video because the West Virginia State Police are preparing to close their case on the disappearance of Cassie Sheetz, which is of course devastating to the family. They don't believe that Cassie's case has been solved at all, and I agree with them. There are a lot of other oddities of this case. None of her belongings, her cell phone, none of the things she was carrying were ever found from that day, aside from the clothes that she was wearing. During all the time that the medical examiner's office and the other officials had her remains, many attempts were made to call them to find out what was going on, what was delaying them. Even the state troopers tried calling. The response from the office was that they were not permitted to speak about the case. Secondly, they did not have any information as to what was causing the delay. Cassie's mother, Arlene Howard, and the rest of Cassie's family believes that Cassie's death was no accident. They're quoted in saying, "We believe we know what happened. We believe that one of the two men that she was hiking with was responsible for this, and they believe that he's getting away with it." She said that she will never stop fighting for justice for her daughter, even after the case is closed. Her daughter deserves justice, as does anybody. Her mother says that she is currently seeking legal counsel to file a wrongful death suit on behalf of Cassie Sheetz. The family also doesn't like the way the investigation and search was handled from the beginning. They were never given the search grids. They were never given information of how far the search actually went. She does know that some of the state troopers that were working the case at the time did go out further past the main search grids area that were focused centralized on Spruce Knob, but aside that, the search itself was never broadened beyond this general area. In my opinion, I understand where the family is coming from. It doesn't make sense that these two guys she was with said Cassie was last seen at 2 p.m. at Spruce Knob. Then, based on what the passing motorist said, he witnessed one of the men leaning up against a car and another one coming out of the forest a little after midnight on March 12th. So what was going on for those hours in between when they last saw her and them coming out of the forest? Were they looking for her that whole time? They never really said. It's possible, but I think that something happened. It could have been an accident. I don't know what happened. I definitely agree with the family that the men are not saying all that they know. Definitely something else happened in those woods. I think there's too much time that is unaccounted for. I hope and pray that someone will come forward. I hope and pray the family keeps fighting for justice and for what happened. I also understand that in ways the authorities' hands are tied based on what the medical examiner's office says, because from their perspective, they have no reason to continue the investigation. So it's just a very, very difficult situation and very sad. If you have any information you believe may be helpful, I will have the West Virginia State Police information in the description. I will also have the contact information for the private investigator that has been working the case for the family. I want to dedicate this video to Cassie Sheetz, her mother Arlene, the entire Howard family, everybody who knew and loved her. My thoughts and prayers go out to all of you. I am so sorry for your loss, and I hope and pray that you will find the answers and Cassie will get justice. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for all your comments, your support, your feedback. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this case and any other case. Special thank you to co.ag for providing the background music. Hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking with me to the end. I really appreciate it. I also appreciate your patience. I know the upload schedule hasn't been per usual. There's just been so much going on with work and family, and unfortunately my chronic Lyme's have been flaring up. It's just giving horrible joint problems and also sleep issues. But I wanted to say that I apologize, and I'm trying to get back on track. I'm working on several new videos. I've also been working with some of the teams that I work with out west, trying to get them more donations and helping to get them the funding that they need for certain things like their insurance policies for the year. If you have any case or video suggestions, please leave me a comment. My email, I'm currently over a month behind. It's so overloaded with so many emails, and with AI nowadays, there's so many ways for the spam bots to get through. I am trying to get caught up on it. I hope you can understand, but if you do have an emergency case, please put emergency in the subject line with the person's name. The giveaway I was speaking of is a sterling silver necklace. I'm going to be picking 2 names in roughly 3 weeks' time. You can pick either Saint Christopher, who is the patron saint of travelers, or Saint Bernard Menthon, who is the patron saint of hikers, backpackers, skiers, and mountaineers. They're both beautiful sterling silver with beautiful chains. They can be engraved on the back if you like. All you need to do to enter is to leave me a comment with some feedback about this video or a video suggestion and saying you want to be entered into the giveaway. I wanted to send thoughts and prayers out to everyone in the world. There's just been so many things going on lately, so many tragedies, so many events. It's just so heartbreaking, and I just hope and pray that things get better. And I wanted to send thoughts and prayers out to anyone who's suffered a tragedy lately or is dealing with anything, and my thoughts and prayers go out to you and for everyone. Alright everyone, thank you again for watching. See you in the next one.